Hello everyone, sooner or later, all good things come to an end. In the life of a male lion, everything good happens at about the age of 5 to 10 years, when he is healthy and full of energy. Then old age comes, and you have to retire. More precisely, to run away, because no one leaves of their own accord. A stronger lion comes and just kicks him out. And it all starts with the fact that at about the age of 5 to 6 years, a mature male, previously expelled from the pride, as part of the so-called coalition, together with his brothers, captures the pride, and drives or kills the old leader. Young male lions may stay prideless for several years, before they acquire a pride. When the time comes, brothers, male cousins, and even members of the same bachelor group may rule a pride together. Prides are started through challenging and dominating a reigning male, or sometimes by stumbling across a lioness or multiple, who for whatever reason, do not have a pride or have lost their male, although this is less likely to occur. Males will rule a pride for as long as health and rivalry permits. Male lions will ultimately be forced out of their pride by a new, usually younger male. Some die in battle, while others may die of injuries sustained from a fight. If they are lucky, an elderly male may join a bachelor pride or even find a new pride. Most of the time male lions die prideless and of starvation and injury or illness. The life of a male lion isn't easy. Once a pair of lions is deposed, they enter a nomadic existence. There is a good chance that one or both of them will have been injured trying to defend the pride. The one who is injured will eventually get deserted by his colleague and usually ends up as dinner for the local hyena clan or dies of starvation or both. It is a very sad ending, but that is what happens and is part of the circle of life in the savannah. One's a reigning king and now he is just another loser in the eyes of most prides. These heartbreaking images were captured at Kruger National Park in South Africa. This lion, known as Skybed Scar, was pictured by photographer Larry Anthony Pinnell. He was kicked out of his pride, which no longer provides food for him, leaving once mighty beast emaciated. Male lions usually leave their pride after losing to a challenger in a fight, leaving the loser to scavenge for food. In his blog, he described coming across the lion, which he initially saw drinking from a watering hole. After he had his fill of water, he struggled to his feet, hardly able to stand. What you did not notice while he was drinking, he literally was nothing but skin and bones. Photographer Larry Anthony Pinnell watched him for hours before he died, saying he knew he was witnessing something very special, the real nature of both life and death. I do not think any photograph or photo sequence affected me as much as witnessing the death of the lion. I sat with him only feet away, locking eyes and staring at one another as I watched for an hour as the life left his body. I wanted him to know he would not die alone. Usually the reign of a lion does not exceed 2 to 3 years, but if the coalition of adult male lions is strong enough, then they can stay in one place for about 4 to 5 years. However, over time the lion grows old and loses its shape, and around there are more and more young and promising with whom it is not always possible to cope. Expulsion from the pride is not only a painful procedure but also a huge psychological trauma. To experience such humiliation is insulting and annoying, but nowhere to go. You have to live on, but how to live in the pride? The rear has always been reliably protected by lionesses, and with retirement, you always have to keep your eyes open since the lion is already old trying to find a new pride. Here you need to rely only on your own strength, hunt, fend off hyenas, run away from buffaloes and elephants, and even to hide in the bushes. No, not to ambush, but to hide so that no one will notice an attack. Hunger is the only reason for taking risks, considering that lions can feast on the carcass of one elephant for a couple of weeks. The risk is quite justified, especially when there are no other options. Most of the time, old male lion lies in the shade and waits for him to be called to dinner. Sometimes he himself takes part in the hunt, but in general, the head of the pride tries not to strain himself. After all, one must be ready to defend the territory from competing lions, and for this, two conditions must be observed: eat well and rest a lot. Usually the reign of a lion does not exceed 2 to 3 years, but if the coalition of adult male lions is strong enough, then they can stay in one place for about 4 to 5 years. However, over time the lion grows old and loses its shape, and around there are more and more young and promising with whom it is not always possible to cope. However, in the wild, every day we see predators killing other animals, even their own kind. Lion killing another lion. Is that cruelty? Predators mainly kill to eat. They kill to eliminate competition and to defend their territory against any form of threat. Beside predators, other animals also engage in fatal fights for dominance, mating rights, and other precious commodities. None of these constitute cruelty. If predators don't kill, how will they survive? In the predator world, killing is not fashionable. It's a way of life and a compulsory natural phenomenon. Very few animals die a natural death, regardless of whether it's predator or prey. Even if they were to die a natural death, most of them are finished off by opportunistic hunters before their real end of the road. Nature has a way of taking care of itself. Let's allow it to unfold, and let's allow nature to be natural. Every little thing in nature happens for a reason. Just relax, observe, analyze, comprehend, and embrace those occurrences. Then you'll have a better grasp and understanding as to why certain things happen in nature. Captive male lions can live longer, but aging is not kind to any of us. Everything that lives will one day meet its doom. Maybe doom is the wrong term. Maybe meeting the end is not such a bad thing. It's just one day at a time. Nature is the most brutal place on earth. Every major felony happens as a way of life. Only the strongest will survive.